Hello and welcome to this week's tarot reading for all water signs. I hope this finds you well. I trust you'll use your own intuition as your primary instrument of resonance. Leave behind what does not reverberate. Tarot does not tell the future. The only thing that determines your future is how you react, reflect, and respond to the messages herein. In front of me, I have the number 27 card from the I Ching Oracle, which deals with the Chinese Book of Thought on changes. And the number 27 hexagram is 4 yin lines contained within 2 outer yang lines. So the yin lines are broken lines and the yang lines are strong lines. And we see in this hexagram almost like a stomach, or what is contained within us. And it's a hexagram that brings attention or focus towards how we nourish ourselves and the types of foods that we eat, as well as the fact that it's known as the tiger's jaw. It brings in the story of Cain and Abel as well, because Cain killed his brother Abel with the jaw of an animal, and Abel gave these offerings to God that were really they weren't really substantial. He just killed an animal, whereas he could have given some of the fruits of his labor to God. So this hexagram talks about how we nourish ourselves and the choices that we make when we lose our consciousness through the lack of nourishment that we have, or the lack of gratitude that we give. And when we are nourished, and I was actually talking about this tonight, about how they linked poor diet in prisons with aggression and assault and all of that sort of thing. And when they changed the diet of the prisoners, lo and behold, their aggression and irritability subsided. And of course, we see this in everyday society as well. If you're eating junk food, you're going to be more irritable and erratic, and making poor decisions based on desires rather than those higher expressions here. So yeah, this hexagram really is bringing your attention towards what you're eating, how you're nourishing yourself, and not just in your stomach, but also how you're nourishing yourself spiritually, and not acting emptily or in vain, essentially. And we need more than just food for our bodies, but the rest of the cards kind of denote this as well. We have the Knight of Discs, we have the Hermit, and we have the Devil. So giving into these base desires or sabotaging yourself because you haven't nourished that inner light. And the Knight of Discs, of course, he is a earth card, and you can see around him on the Thoth deck, he has all of these grains, or this wheat kind of around him. And I don't really know what he's holding in his hand. It could be a scythe, but he does have an elk or some sort of deer on his helmet. So there is this hunter sort of vibe that we get from the Knight of Discs, and making sure that you're nourishing yourself properly, and you're not becoming irritable and unfulfilled as well. And really what should be fulfilling you is this eternal light that is held within you. And it doesn't really matter what's happening externally if internally you are balanced. And we see this also with the Five of Wands as well. There's all these, well, on this particular card at the Hermetic deck, it's the Lord of Strife, and we have these crocodiles, we have these lions and snakes and fire happening, and it's just a lot of fighting, a lot of aggression. So making sure that you're balanced and stable, and not just giving into these base desires or starting fights for no reason, just because you're feeling unfulfilled in your day-to-day, and a little bit of drama distracts you enough to forget that you've been neglecting yourself. And we also have the Scorpio card here and the 7th house. So looking at the 7th house, are there any transits happening there at this time? The 7th house themes, partnerships, business partnerships, litigations, courts, contracts, things like that, making sure that they are nourishing you, making sure that they are high quality in nature. And then of course Scorpio, which is this transformation. Maybe you need to transform your diet, you need to transform your life in some way so that you can transform, because you might be stagnating, stalemating, flatlining right now. And Scorpio is also the 8th house, so debts, taboo subjects, and kind of the underbelly as well. And just the belly is coming to my mind. Maybe your belly is just getting a little bit too big. And we have the Sun here, the Knight of Swords, the Fool, and the Four of Wands here. So there's definitely some things that you want to achieve here. There's definitely brighter days that you want to experience, and this folly, this youthfulness as well. But you really need to make quick, decisive action now, and not kind of sit here pondering, and just realize, I need to make these changes quick, smart, otherwise I'm just going to get dragged down by myself. And there is some celebrations coming in for you as well with that Four of Wands. And it could be having people over to your house and cooking dinner for them, which revitalizes your passion for food and good company, and a way to express yourself as well. And then also maybe you're scared of making making a meal that you don't really know much about, but you have friends that are good at cooking, and they can help you in that way. But I really do see that there's some good stuff coming in, but there are some changes that need to be made in order to even feel these things. And it comes back to what I was saying about the aggression, the irritability. You can't feel happiness, you can't feel youthful, you can't feel spontaneous and loving life if you're constantly angry, moody, grumpy, not nourished in all these different ways. And you really need to identify what it is that is vapid in your life, what is actually a ghost of these things, or a transparent, just something that's just really what's the word, transparent, vapid, void, opaque, just something that's just like meh, that you've just been using as a substitute. And this again could be food wise, it could be in the material, it could be the spiritual, it could be the emotional, just something that you're just constantly clinging to in order to distract you and feed your base desires, your primal desires, but it's actually really vapid, and it's not serving a greater purpose. It doesn't bring you any sort of value or nourishment in a way. So really looking at that this week. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. Thank you for listening. Bye.